Hello and welcome to Judy's Creations in Crochet. And today is January 12th, 2023, the year of Judy. I want to welcome you all. There have been some new subscribers and I want to say a particular welcome to you. And of course, to all my loyal followers, I appreciate hearing from you every week. I am coming to you from Chatham, Ontario, which is the most southernmost tip of Ontario. And I am all about finished objects, some whips, and showing yarn acquisitions. Now, most of those yarn acquisitions, most, not all, but most, are hand-dyed yarns. And I'm on a mission to find more Canadian hand dyers since the exchange rate has gotten terrible and the government has decided after the break of COVID that they're going to charge us whatever taxes and whatever to cross the border on every single package, which used to be about 1 in 6 or 8 or 10, every hit and miss. Now it's going to be every one for the foreseeable future anyway. So I'm trying to find a little more at home. And you can see that I loved my, these are, for those that weren't here, this is one of the Christmas advents that I opened in December. And it is a mixture of merino and silk. So it is a special advent calendar, and it was dyed to my, I wouldn't say requirements. We were just asked to tell her our favorite colors or our inspiration. So it's dyed to my taste. So it's a very, very special advent package. And I'm looking for a very special pattern or possibly 2 patterns to use those. So I think they're so pretty, I'm going to leave them up there for a while. Might be quite a while before I figure something out. So any of you that may be happening on me for the first time, I hope you enjoy what you see. Please leave a thumbs up and a comment. I love getting your comments and I do reply to them all. And hit that subscribe button and come back and see some more. I actually have right now a couple of newer subscribers that are in the process of going back and catching up on all my videos. I've been doing this now for a year and 4, almost 5 months, so it's not a huge amount, and I come to you once a week. And that's the way I'll continue to do things for a while. And while we're talking about subscribing, I made a comment last week, I think, and I want to address that comment or expand on it. I'm really, really pleased to see that I am getting close to 700 now. It has slowed down in the last week or so, but it's still growing, and I'm really happy to see those numbers grow. But if you remember last week, I said that my goal for this year, and I really hope I can make the goal by my podiversary, which is in September. My goal is to get to 1,000. And I want to explain that a little bit. I know that the goal is to get to 1,000 because once you get to 1,000 and you have enough watch hours, you can get monetized. Well, I think I'll have enough watch hours even before I get to 1,000 because I'm only 1,100 hours away from that 4,000 watch hours. But that is not my goal. That is not why my goal is 1,000. My goal is 1,000 because, first of all, I feel like I have arrived, but I would really like on my anniversaries to be able to do a live show. I don't want to do them all the time. I don't see the point of them, but I would like to do a special celebration live in September. So I really feel I need to be there by then. I tried to do it last year, and that's when I found out that you cannot do a live on an iPad, and that's how I tape. I tape on my iPad. You can't do them on an iPad if you have under 1,000. So somebody said, well, just go to your computer. Well, I have a computer that's defunct, so I can't even get into it now. I don't know why. And I have a laptop, but my laptop is not of the best quality, and I can go into my personal YouTube account, but for some reason, I don't know how to sign in or something. I can't get into my business YouTube account. Yes, I have a personal YouTube account that I opened probably 10 years ago because I'm a line dance instructor and I have choreographed some, and I videotaped my class dancing my dances, and they're on YouTube. So I can get there, but I can't get into Judy's creations, so I didn't want to bother. I'm not technical enough to figure the ins and outs of it. So I would like this to be able to work so I can do a live on my podiversary / birthday. You know, they come together. And that's the only reason I want to make 1,000. Yes, it's nice to have larger numbers, and it makes you feel important, I guess, or makes, it's a popularity thing, I guess, if you can get the big numbers. Honestly, I'm not here for the popularity thing. I will not, I'll tell you that now, I will not monetize my channel. I can't see the point of it, and I would like to keep my channel so that hopefully YouTube isn't really aware of me and starts adding ads. I don't want you to have to be bothered with ads. I'm afraid that YouTube probably will start putting ads if I make 1,000, but I don't think they'll put as many. I noticed some others that are over 1,000 and not monetized, and I think the ads are kept minimal. I have no desire to monetize my channel. The other thing is, and I really want to come out front and say this, I think the yarn community is a really great community, at least for the ones that I follow. I don't follow everybody. I know there are hundreds of channels out there. And I really want to have the sense of community on my channel. As I said, I respond to every comment made. Sometimes that's difficult because you don't say much. But after a while in responding, and sometimes you respond back, I feel that we get to know each other better. You get to know me better because you see me every week, and I only get your comments to get to know you. But I have made some friends through my channel, and some of them email me and some of them message me, and that's the part that I like. I want to get to know you and become friends and feel like we are part of a community here. So if it gets real large, we will lose that feeling. So, and if I get a lot of people, like thousands and thousands, it'll be very hard to keep up with commenting to every single one. And I don't mean just hitting the like or the heart button. I do that, but I mean an actual comment. So I want to keep that close-knit feeling. So I don't need my numbers to get humongous. I would like it to get to 1,000, and we have a little over 8, probably 9 months to get there. And that's 300 in the next 9 months, 320, I think. So that's why I said I wanted to make 1,000, but why I'd have no goals, lofty goals for huge numbers beyond that. And I hope that that's good with you as well. And that's why I always say, please leave comments, because I do want to get to know the people that watch my channel. Okay, enough of that. You want to see something. That's why you're here. Get on with it, Judy. So I'm first going to start with a finished object. I did get an object finished that I said I was working on, and I'll bring Hope in here. And this is it's a shawl. I'm using it as more, a neck piece. And I used this cake. I had two of them. I used this cake to make it. So it is a Black Friday special one from Hobie. And it is, I think it's half and half. Oh no, this one is 100% cotton. And I'll show you. Can you see? It is 4 individual strands. They are not twisted together. And I have to tell you, I'm not too fond of this. And I have a few others in some nice colors. But I may either be giving them away or definitely putting them way down low in my stash, because I don't really enjoy working with the 4 strands. I can, and if it's plain crocheting, it's not too bad. But this particular pattern, this is called Gondor, and the pattern is a Reggie pattern. She's from J Hook Crochet, and I can't link it below because at the moment this is a pattern for members only. But she will soon be, we got cat here, she will soon be releasing it on her Etsy store, and then you can purchase it. But one thing about this pattern, and a lot of Reggie's patterns, is that she has front and back posts. I have to tell you, I am not a big fan of posts, but I do understand why they are in a project, because they do give it some texture. But when front posts aren't too bad, but when you're doing a back post and you have all of these strands, my hook was getting caught in everything. And sometimes some of those back post stitches I had to do 2 and 3 times to finally get the stitch. And it just drags out getting the job done, and you get so frustrated. So I was really glad to be done this. Sorry, Reggie, no reflection on you or your pattern. It was me with posts and 4-stranded. If I had used something that was single-stranded, a single ply yarn, or even a twisted, it would have been a lot better. Now, the nice feature about this one is she has put a very nice border on it for a very nice finishing touch. So that is the one thing I finished. So we'll move that out of the way. And I got to move that out of the way because I have a lot of things here to show you today. Now, I am also working on, and can't show you yet, I'm working on my cowl for January. As you know, I started a year-long cowl, and every month there will be a different inspiration picture, and it will be the flower of that month. And I'm really happy with the number of people that seem very enthused about it. I have already received pictures from 3 of my followers that have finished something. Now, they did smaller items, but that's okay. Again, I want to stress there are no restrictions. You can make whatever you want, whatever size, and it doesn't, you know what, I have a friend that's making an item she's going to submit, and then she's, I did something else in pink yarn that you gave me a while back. Can I submit that? I said, sure, fine. So if you made something in the past you want to submit, I'm okay with it. There's no judges here. I just want to see your work. And as long as the work kind of goes with the picture, which is predominantly pink, then I'm happy to get the pictures. Please email me your pictures, and on February the 1st, I'll be showing them. So while I'm talking about my cowl, I'm working on that, and I maybe will, let's see, Maybe we'll be done it by the end of the week. It's going a bit slow. It has some new stitches for me in it. Then I will, and I won't be able to show it to you right away, then I will go on to something. So hopefully I have one other finished object to show you next week. I do have some other finished objects, but I didn't do them this week. So while I'm talking about cows, I also want to tell you there are a number of other cows out there, and I know sometimes it's hard, you can't do them all. But I want to mention one other cow that I'm going to participate in for sure. And that cow is offered by Jackie, and her channel is Crochet-along HD. I will link her in the description box below. And she is doing a Shawl-along cow. In other words, shawls. And she has put together a bundle. And so if you, I think she has a link to the bundles in her videos. I'll link you to the video where she talks about the cow. She's put together a bundle of both knitted and crocheted patterns in Ravelry, free and paid for. And her only restriction is, well, it's got to be a shawl of some type. So it can be a rectangular type, almost looks like a scarf. They must have fewer than 40 projects in Ravelry. Now you remember how I showed you when you see the pattern at the side, they tell you how many projects there are. And if you click that on, you'll see some other examples of how they were done. And she wants them to have less than 40. And her reason is that she wants to give some of these other designers some attention, show their pattern some love. There's a lot of beautiful ones out there, and you can't understand why this pattern only has 5 projects and the next one has, 150. So I have picked out one. I'm going to try and do 2 because her cow starts the middle of this month, 16th, I think, I'm not positive, but the middle of this month, and it goes till the end of March, and she is going to have a few prizes. So I'm going to participate, and I'm going to try and do 2 in hers, but I won't get to doing one for that until February. My January is kind of packed in trying to get done what I have to do. I just finished this and I'm working on my own, and I do have to get a couple shawls for my donation box done, and I'd like to get another one done by my designer. So anyway, you might want to go over there if you like to make shawls or that type of thing. Check her out and see if you would like to participate. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, the next thing I want to do is talk about one acquisition, not yarn, not yet. We'll talk about yarn later. I want to talk about an acquisition I made, and I want to tell you about it because I learned something this past week. First of all, Furls came out with another hook. And you know me, this one is called Tinsel. Right up my alley, don't you think? I got one before Christmas that looked like this, but it was mostly kind of a red color. But this one is all silver and holographic paper. It's tinsel and gorgeous. But right after I ordered this, and like I have enough hooks, I don't really need more. But right after I ordered this, I saw something on Amazon that I never saw before, and I wish I had seen earlier. They have a hook. Look at this. They have a hook. It's called Omni. What does that look like to you? I ordered a few because it looks just like a Furls. Now, it is different in that Furls, here's the one that's almost the exact color. Furls has their own stamp in it. Stamp of the size is slightly different. And Furls is totally smooth. And this one, you can see the grooves in it. So this is one of their resin. This is the resin streamlined furls. And here is similar to it, called Omni in Amazon. And I got another one, and some of you will recognize this is called Cookies and Cream in furls. Looks just the same, except that it has these two little grooves. I guess that's how they get around the copyright. The other thing I will tell you, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but the Omni, first of all, oh, you can just barely see, it's a little bit taller. Do you see that? I've got them both on the table, and you can barely see furls. The Omni is taller. And the Omni is slightly smaller around. I actually measured it, and I think it was 1 millimeter, something very close to that. It is thinner. So I'm happier with this because I wanted something wider, and if this were even wider, I'd be happy with it. But in Canadian money on Amazon, this was $14.98, $15. So a fair bit cheaper than this. So anybody that really wants to try something similar to furls, you can go on Amazon. Now in the US, it's probably even cheaper. It might be $10 because our exchange rate's about 40% right now. So if you're interested in trying what looks like a furls but much cheaper, there you go, Omni. Now, I got a third one because I did want to try different ones. And this one is slightly different. They have a wood one similar to this on furls. I never buy it because it's very, very expensive. And so I got one more at $15. I wasn't blowing the bank. And so they have this shaped one too. Now, the wide part is going to sit where I need the wide part. So this shouldn't bother me. I've kept away from this style because I'm always worried it will be here in the hand rest, but this is a little longer. I haven't used any of these yet. I will use them shortly just to see that it is longer, so I don't know how that will affect my working with it. If it's longer, I'm going to be at the thin part rather than the thick part. But I just wanted to give you this information. These are all taller. I wanted to give you this information that if you are looking for something a little more ergonomic than the thin metal ones, they have these on Amazon. So that was my acquisition that I wanted to tell you about, and I'm looking forward to using my psychedelic hook. Alrighty. The other thing is, I should have said when I was talking about, because I have notes here, I just noticed, when I was talking about my cow, I did set up a hashtag in Instagram. I don't know if I did it right, and I don't know how it works, and I don't know if I'll ever see your pictures, but if you do want to post any of your cow pictures to Instagram, I have set up a hashtag, and it's just called Judy's Cow 2023. So you can use that hashtag. You can use my name as a hashtag. It's just Judy Goodrow in all lowercase, all one word. And I do believe you might even get me with Judy's Creations -CK. That's on my page as well. I'm not sure how it works. Anyway, I just thought I would pass that on. But if you want your picture to make the slideshow, please send it to my email address. All right. So I also wanted to tell you, I wanted to tell you some kind of, to me, sad news. I mentioned last week or the week before that one of the things I'm going to do in the future is to show you one of the yarns from EFA, Expression Fiber Arts, and go into detail about that yarn, tell you how it works up, show you finished items, the composition of it and everything else, what I think of it. And I wasn't going to start right away, but I got some news this past week that made me jump on it this week because there is a yarn that I use at EFA that they are phasing out. They said it might come back occasionally in the future, but basically they're phasing it out to make space, I think, for some of the new bases they are planning to bring in. They've already brought some in. So that yarn that I want to talk about today is called Sparkle DK. If you like to work with a little bit heavier than fingering, DK is great. It's just a little bit less than number 4 worsted weight. So just to give you an example of how much I like their Sparkle DK, I want to show you that cubby hole. That one section, that cubby, is all Sparkle DK, plus I brought a few out to show you here. That's how much I like it. And they have it in a variety of colors. You can see a fair bit of purple here at the front. Here's a real pink one for the pink lovers. And I'll tell you why I'm showing you this week. Today is the 12th. And they have a special. If you ever wanted to try this yarn, now would be the time. This is a gray. I love this gray. I used it, and I'll show you in a minute something I used it in. They have a special 20% off until the 22nd of January while supplies last. If typical of EFA yarn, it goes. When they have a sale on something, it goes fast. So if you are interested in giving it a try at 20% off, now is the time to get it. You have 10 days to get it. And I'm going to tell you the code. You have to be on their news. Some of you are on their newsletter and would know it. But it's Sparkle-DK20. If I remember, I'll put it in the description box below. Now, Sparkle DK is 60% superwash merino, 26% nylon, and of course 4% metallic. It's Sparkle DK. And it also has 10% baby alpaca. So it is very nice and soft. You do not feel stellina in it. So you're going to see me empty this cubby before next week. I'm going to put a different yarn in it, and I'm going to put that into a cube away in the cupboard. No point it showing up there if you can't get it anymore. But I wanted to show you and tell you, in case you're interested, before it's all gone. Now, this yarn is what I'm going to show you some FOs made in. So for example, a lot of you complimented me on this sweater. This sweater is done in Sparkle DK in the color Blizzard, and they actually have Blizzard on the site at this time. They also have this one called Gray Pearl, and you'll remember just a couple weeks ago I showed you this was on my Make 9 last year, and I used that Gray Pearl in this. Another item that I have made with it, I really like, if I want a DK item, I really like this yarn. And here's another one done in 2 colors, a variegated, I don't know what, is it the same as this one? No, not quite. And a gold one. Now this is called Keyhole Scarf or Keyhole Shawl by Carrie. Might be the same Carrie that did Just Feel Festive Shawl. I made a mistake and I made these holes way too large so that it won't stay in. I'm going to have to go back and tighten up the holes for this keyhole. But that's made out of Sparkle DK. And one last item. is this item. I would have showed this to you maybe in the summer or early fall. And it's, you know, I'm sure you've all seen those twisty scarves. And this is also made out of the sparkle DK. Can you see the sparkle? I guess it sparkles when I move it a bit. And that's a very pretty color. I really, really like that color. So the yarn is good for lots of things. Sweat clothing, scarves, shawls. This is a shawl back here. Others fancy scarves. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I won't be talking about Sparkle DK again, except if I make an item using it. But EFA has very high quality yarn and great colors. And I just wanted you to know that it was basically going off their shelves, and this would be a chance to get it at a discount. Right, and now finally my yarn acquisition. I'm back to doing yarn acquisitions for a while anyway. I'm going to try and stretch them out. I might not do them every week. I happen to be watching Heather's Knit and Crochet. She does some lovely shawls, but she's really into making sweaters right now. And I like to watch her because she talks about yarn from stores that I haven't heard about. And when I was watching her just before Christmas, she gets their subscription box. She just got on their list, and she opened a subscription box that I really, really liked. And I thought, oh, I must go check it out. Well, you can't get on their subscription box. It's full. You can get on the waiting list. So I put my name on the waiting list, but of course I had to go look at the yarn. And I want to say thank you, Heather, for showing that yarn, because you're right. They have some lovely yarn. So what I did was I made an order from them. I'll show it to you in just a second. And then that's, I guess, because, you know, I filled out to get on their email list or whatever. I think it was that day or the very next day, I got an email from them that they had found some odds and ends of their past year's subscription box in the warehouse. And they were selling off the end of them. And the subscription box comes with a hanky yarn, of course, and then it comes with some other little goodies, and it's different every month. And they said the boxes were not available, but at least the yarn was. And the yarn that Heather showed, well, she showed in December, but it was November's box, was a color I really liked. So right away, I went to their site and I looked through this special link they had to see if they had that month. Well, lo and behold, they had that month in Sparkle. Hello, this is Judy here. And they happen to have a box in that month, a complete box. So I ordered it. Now, I have to tell you a funny story. I ordered them either I think it was one day after the other. And about 2 days later or 3 days later, I get notice they've shipped them both. So I'm thinking, oh, great. So beginning of January, right, actually, it might have been the very end of December, I got one box. Well, I figured, okay, I get one bag today, I get the other tomorrow, you know, they get separated. So here is my regular order. And you'll see why I'm really glad I made the order. The first is, I don't know why, must have been the colors. I ordered some DK. And I'm sure if you watch me long enough, you know I don't order a lot of DK. Doesn't go as far, but I mean, still. Anyway, these are different colors. This one is called Yummy DK. That's the name of the base. And it's 8515, so superwash merino nylon with 246 yards. So that's a pretty decent size for a DK. They're often like 230 yards, so that's okay. It feels really, really nice. And the name of this is Zombie Queen. I don't know, I must have been in a pink mood that day. So I got that one, and it does feel yummy. And so this is same thing, Yummy DK, same specs and everything, but this one is called Zombie in a Tutu. I don't know with putting on black. Why? But anyway, I like them both. I don't think I would put them together. This one I might combine with, say, a black. And this one, you know, maybe a purple, or it's got some teal in it. Anyway, they both do feel yummy. Okay, that's two that I got. And then at the same time, I got this one. And this one is called Merino Singles. Now, sometimes the singles aren't as nice, but there's a little bit of halo on that. See that? It's a little thinner. So I know in the future I would order the Merino Singles with no problem. This color is called Candy Buttons, and it's 100% superwash merino with halo. I like it. I'm really glad I got it, and it feels very soft. Not as squishy as the last two, but they were DK. But it feels really nice, and I could put purple, blue, and pink with it. I don't know what I'll actually do, but I really like it. Then, because you know me, they had a sparkle base, and it's called Yummy Sparkle. So it's still merino and nylon with stellina, 437 yards. So they had a purple. Like, how can I pass up a purple sparkle? And this feels really nice. Their Yummy base is nice. And same specs. Oh, by the way, 437 yards. The same thing for this. And I like a nice gray as a neutral to go with things. And this one's called Blueberry, and this one's called Graphite. You can really see the sparkle in this one. So I am really, really happy with this order, but we're not done. Along with the order, I got some goodies. One of them is a measuring tape. This is called Arkansas Yarn Company. I don't even think I said Arkansas Yarn Company. And you can believe I won't be ordering a lot in the future right away because US money, but when I do order more, I will definitely, this is one of my top companies from the US. They sent me a measuring tape with their logo on it. They sent me stickers. Now, I'm not a big sticker person, so, and most of them are their logo, so I won't be worrying about those. And they send you, with every order, I guess, they send you a stitch. Now, this one is, oh no, it's a lever back, so I can use it. And it's the shape of Arkansas with a, I don't know if you can see it there, a snowflake on it. Okay, so a stitch marker. And so that's nice. I'll put it with my collection. So I was very, very happy with this yarn. I will definitely make an order from them again in the future. But in the meantime, I'm waiting to get on their monthly subscription box. I definitely will get this yarn. But you're saying, what about the rest of it? Well, I waited and I waited. I said, okay, a couple days, fine. I waited a week. Then I went back and I looked at the email and I saw, this would be the end of last week, I saw a tracking number. So I hit the tracking number and I go, and it's on the US site, and it shows that the week earlier it got to Canada. A week earlier it went through customs. A week earlier it made it, well, by January the 4th, it had not only cleared customs, but had gone to a facility. And then I see the comment that I don't know how they phrased it, but it went to the wrong address. I said, oh, great, you know, anything to take time. It said, went to the wrong address and has been forwarded or redirected. And that was on January the 4th, I believe. And then reached a Canadian facility and nothing. And I'm beginning to get worried that when it went the wrong place, it just sat in some facility and lingered. So I called to Arkansas company, and I have to tell you, that lady was just so wonderful. Well, first of all, she remembered packaging up my order. I don't know why. Maybe they don't have a lot of Canadians. She remembered it was in 2 and they almost sent it in 1. Anyhow, she went online and tracked it from her end. She saw exactly what I saw. But she suggested to me that I maybe go to the Canadian. I found this out, and you may want to know this, people. I found that I could go to my post office and they could look it up. And she said the tracking number is an international tracking number. And my local postal people should be able to put that number in, and they would see more than I would see or the US people would see. It might tell me what facility it was sitting at. And she had done this for another customer in BC. Then she said, oh, I remember, I can go on to the Canada Post site. So she went online to Canada Post, and it said exactly where it was traveling. And it said it went to a facility in Kitchener. I said, oh, great, that's close to me. That's only 2 hours away. She says, then the next, and she's giving me the dates. I don't remember the dates and time. The next day, it went to Simcoe. Well, Simcoe's not making any progress. It's not a big center. Why it would go from Kitchener to Simcoe, those of you in Ontario would understand this. I couldn't figure that one, about the same distance. Then the next day, it went to Stony Creek. Well, Stony Creek is up Hamilton. It's going farther away from me. I said, why did it get close and then go farther away? And then it said, the day I was talking to her, that it was in my postal outlet and out for delivery. I said, well, if it didn't get delivered, I've already had the letter carrier and I've already had the guy that delivers packages and I didn't get it. She says, then it says 20 minutes ago, they filled out a form. You know how if you're not home when they deliver, they put a card in your mailbox and tell you to go to the post office and pick it up. She said a card was made out 20 minutes ago. I went and looked at my mailbox. I said, there's nothing in my mailbox. He said, now what's happened? She said, I don't know, but it's getting close to you now. I said, okay, fine, maybe another day. And sure enough, the next day, I know my postal people quite well, and I actually called to my local postal outlet, and I said, do you have a package sitting there for me? And she says, no, but I told her what happened. She says, oh, they're probably going to bring it over tomorrow and leave you the card. I said, well, you know, I'm home all day. Why don't they just bring it? But anyway, sure enough, next day. So that's the travels this package took. And when it got to me, all the labels were ripped. You know, the customs put a label on. It's all ripped and torn. And she said, this one has done some traveling. So anyway, I'm going to show you the other part of my order. First, I get their fingering weight. And it's just called that, fingering weight. Nothing special about it. It is a 85-15 merino nylon blend. This is not as nice feeling as this one. The merino singles feels far nicer, has a halo, and this is single ply. This isn't. I can see it's plied. But this is a sock package. Sinful Yarn, it says. And it's called, this one is called Spring Blitz, and this one is called Robin's Egg, meant to go with it. I'll probably put it in my pile of minis and use it somehow. And it still feels nice, but just not the quality of this one. But now the actual November kit. This is the kit that it comes in, and it's called Yummy Plush. That's one of the choices you get in the kit, in the regular package subscription box. Yummy, and it is 85 and 15 merino nylon, 430, and this is called I Smell Snow, and you can see why I liked it when Heather opened it. I just absolutely loved it. You know how I like my blues. But they had another single one that didn't come as the whole package, and it was the same thing, but Yummy Sparkle. See the sparkle? It's the same yarn, but with a sparkle. And it feels, well, it feels as almost as nice as this one, but this is nice too. This is soft. This is soft. And this is very soft. You can't feel the sparkle. So I really, really like that. And because I got this one as the subscription box, I got some goodies with it. I got a package of tea. I'll be giving that to somebody. I got a stitch marker along with their usual stitch marker. This time it's kind of blue with the snowflake in the shape of Arkansas. But there's also another stitch marker that comes in the box, a snowflake. It's silver on the back, red on the front. And I got a project bag. And I love this project bag. Look at the colors. It's a box bottom. So it's going to open up. Love the colorful design on it with the pink drawstring. Now, drawstrings don't matter to me. I don't generally use a drawstring. The inside, oh, look at that. I didn't notice that. The inside is sparkly. Oh my, made this for me. So this will fit a single skein project, no problem. I'm really, really happy with that. So I have put my name on the waiting list, and I'm hoping before long it'll open up and I'll be able to get on it. And I will probably get 2 skeins every month, whether I'll get 2 of the Plush Yummy to go together, or I'll get 2 sparkle, or 1 of each. I'm not sure. Choices, choices. But anyway, that's my purchase for this week. And I will put a link to Arkansas socks. Can you read that? Arkansas socks. And maybe you can read it here better. Yeah, Arkansas socks yarn. I really, really like them. And I'm hoping to get on their subscription box plan. And I thought I would pass that on. I hope you enjoyed seeing some yarn. I haven't really shown much yarn lately, but as I told you, my table back there is full of yarn that you are going to be seeing throughout the coming months because I'm pulling back on the amount of yarn that I'm getting. So that's this week. What we'll do next week, I'm not really sure. But I hope I have one FO finished for you that I can get to after I finish my cowl. And I will show you one more yarn acquisition. So hopefully we'll see you all back here next week. And until then, happy hooking.